Grigori Efimovich Rasputin is one of the most enigmatic figures in modern history, a man who managed to leave his mark on one of the most powerful monarchies in the world through means that defied the conventions of his time. Born in 1869 in an obscure Siberian village to a peasant family, nothing suggested that this child would one day stand so close to the pinnacle of power in the Russian Empire. However, over the course of his life, Rasputin became a mythical figure, revered and despised alike, a man around whom incredible stories were woven, some exaggerated, others perhaps true. Known as the mad monk or the mystic who was hard to kill, he was seen by his supporters as a saint with divine gifts and by his enemies as a demon in human form who manipulated the imperial family and destroyed Russia from within. Rasputin's life was filled with contradictions and bizarre events. He was never an official priest of the Orthodox Church, though he had a deep inclination toward religion. In his youth, he traveled across Russia and was drawn to mystical sects that combined orthodox beliefs with ecstatic practices, including self-flagellation and strange rituals. The people of his village considered him either a visionary or a madman, but this did not stop him from becoming an extremely influential figure. Through a series of mysterious circumstances, he arrived in St. Petersburg, where he became known in aristocratic circles. The elite's curiosity about spirituality and the occult quickly turned him into a sought-after figure, especially because of his reputation as a healer. The defining moment of his life was his encounter with the imperial family. Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandra had a son, Tsarevich Alexei, who suffered from hemophilia, an incurable hereditary disease at the time. His bleeding episodes were terrifying, and any injury could be fatal. Inexplicably, Rasputin seemed to be the only one able to help him. When doctors were powerless, he would come, utter prayers, and, miraculously, the hemorrhages would stop. The exact mechanism behind this is still debated. Some believe he knew relaxation techniques that slowed blood flow, others think it was simply the placebo effect and the power of suggestion. Whatever the explanation, the results were undeniable. For Tsarina Alexandra, Rasputin was a messenger of God, and his influence over her became absolute. As Rasputin's power grew, the aristocracy and the Orthodox clergy began to see him as a threat. He was viewed as an impostor, a man who corrupted the imperial family and used his position to impose his will on the country. Rumors about his scandalous behavior spread everywhere. It was said that he participated in orgies, got drunk, and indulged in all sorts of excesses. Some even speculated that he had an intimate relationship with the Tsarina. Although many of these stories were probably exaggerated, they fueled the growing hatred against him. In this context, a group of nobles decided that Rasputin had to be eliminated. The mastermind behind the conspiracy was Prince Felix Yusupov, one of the richest men in Russia, a charming yet cunning figure. The plan was simple: they would lure Rasputin into a trap, poison him, and, if necessary, shoot him. On the night of December 16 to 17, 1916, Rasputin was invited to Yusupov's palace under the pretext of a private gathering. He was offered cakes and wine laced with a lethal dose of cyanide. Theoretically, the poison should have killed him instantly, but to the conspirators' shock, he continued to eat and drink with no visible effect. Terrified that their plan was failing, they resorted to violence. Yusupov pulled out a pistol and shot him in the chest. Rasputin collapsed, and the conspirators believed they were rid of him. However, a short while later, when Yusupov approached to check the body, Rasputin opened his eyes and tried to get up. Panicked, one of the assassins shot him again, hitting him in the back. Yet even then, Rasputin showed signs of life. Desperate, they beat him mercilessly, wrapped him in a carpet, took him to the banks of the Neva River, and threw him into the freezing waters. When his body was discovered, the autopsy revealed a chilling detail: Rasputin had not died from the poison, the bullets, or the beatings. The actual cause of death was drowning. It appeared that he had survived all the assassination attempts and had struggled to escape the river until his final breath. This detail turned his death into a legend, further fueling the myth of his supernatural resilience. However, his death was not just the end of a man but also the beginning of the end for the Romanov dynasty. There are accounts suggesting that Rasputin left behind a prophetic message, warning that if he were killed by nobles, the Tsar and his family would perish within 2 years. And that is exactly what happened. The Russian Revolution of 1917 led to the downfall of the monarchy, and a year later, Tsar Nicholas II, Tsarina Alexandra, and their children were executed by the Bolsheviks. Some say this was mere coincidence, others believe Rasputin, in his mysterious way, foresaw the catastrophe that was about to unfold. Even today, Rasputin remains a figure shrouded in mystery. Was he a visionary or a fraud? A saint or a demon? A man with supernatural powers or simply a master manipulator? The exact answer may never be known, but one thing is certain, his name continues to fascinate and fuel legends more than a century after his death.